Our story today is about Thor, his stolen hammer, and how Loki used his mind to get it back for him. Want to hear the story? Keep watching. Hello, my young friends, and my young at heart friends too, of course, and welcome to Storytime with Good Rainbow, where stories come to life. As I said, our story today is a story of Thor and his stolen hammer. It's from Norse mythology. Do you like Norse mythology? If you do, write, "I like Norse mythology," in the comments below. And if you like stories, go ahead and subscribe to Storytime with Good Rainbow. Now, on to our story. Excuse me? Good Rainbow? Did you hear that? Yeah, I heard it too. Good Rainbow? Oh, it's Pongo. Hello, Pongo. Hello, Good Rainbow. Are these your friends? Yes, Pongo, they are. They're your friends too. You can say hello. Hello, friends. Say hello, Pongo. Did I hear you say that your story today includes using our minds? Yes, I did. Do you like that? I do. Very much. I would love to hear you tell the story. Are you going to start soon? Yes, I am. Would you like to join us? Yes, I would. I will sit right here while you tell the story. Okay. You do that. Now, on to Thor and his stolen hammer. A long time ago, in a dimension other than ours, lived the mighty beings of the Asgard. Amongst them, the mightiest was the maker of thunder, Thor. He had his magic hammer, the Miolnir, and his magic belt and gloves. And with them, he was invincible. One day, Thor woke up. And he reached for the very first thing he reaches for. You guessed it, his hammer, Miolnir. But it wasn't there. He looked for it under his bed of clouds. It wasn't there. He looked for it all over his room. It wasn't there. Thor could feel the rumbling, thundering anger inside. Where is my hammer? Thor looked for his hammer all over Asgard. And it wasn't there. Now, everyone in Asgard could hear Thor's rumbling, thundering anger. Where is my hammer? Everyone, including another one of the Asgardians, Loki. Now, Loki was the mischievous one. He used his mind to win over the mighty. He knew that Thor's hammer Miolnir was very heavy, and the only person who could handle it was Thor himself. So he knew that something mischievous had happened. He went to Thor and said, "Thor, I would like to help you find your hammer." Everyone in Asgard needed the hammer, not just because it belonged to Thor, but because with it, Thor was invincible, and he could protect all of Asgard from its enemies. They needed to get that hammer back. "And how will you do that, you mischievous one?" Thor asked Loki. "Well," said Loki, "I have an idea, but I will have to borrow something from someone." The something happened to be a cloak of feathers, and it belonged to the magnificent Freya. Every time she wore it, she turned into this majestic falcon. And that's what Loki wanted. He wanted to turn into a falcon. So he went to Freya. "Freya, I need to borrow your cloak of feathers so I may fly to find Thor's lost hammer." "Oh well," said Freya, "you may have my cloak. But we all know, you're the mischievous one, Loki. You better come back with that cloak of mine." "Of course I will, Freya." And with it, he took Freya's cloak of feathers, put it on, and turned into a majestic falcon. He flew out of their dimension, out of Asgard, and onto the lands of humans. He flew across dark lands. He flew until he reached the lands of mountains with giant blocks of ice. It was the land of the frost giants, Jotunheim. And just as he was getting there, he saw, sat on a mountain, the lord of the frost giants, Thrym. He was there, playing with cows that were as big as elephants. "Ooh, cow, look at you, cow. Ooh, cow, look at you, cow. Bing. Ooh, cow. Ooh." Loki appeared right in front of Thrym and transformed himself from the falcon to Loki. "Oh, Loki, what are you doing in Jotunheim?" Said Loki. "I thought I would fly and visit the frost giants. Something interesting seems to be happening here," said Loki. "Interesting? I'm just playing with my cows." Yes, said Loki. "Something else that's interesting, Thrym?" "Do you mean something like a hammer that can create thunder?" Mm-hmm, said Loki. Maybe. Why? Well, said Loki, supposing that you do have the hammer Miolnir, Trim, perhaps we can come to some kind of understanding. An understanding, you say? Said Trim, flashing a smile with his rotten, crooked teeth. Remember, Loki wanted to use his mind, because he couldn't use his might against these frost giants. And if indeed Trim had stolen Thor's hammer, even Thor couldn't beat these frost giants. He wasn't invincible without his hammer Miolnir. So Loki had to use his mind. An understanding, Trim was saying. Loki said, why, of course. You are so handsome. You are so clever, said Loki. You must want something in exchange of the hammer Miolnir. That is, of course, if you have it. I do. See, the frost giant really liked Loki calling him handsome and clever. I will return the hammer Miolnir if you marry me to the beautiful Freya. That can be arranged. Loki flew over the frost mountains of Jotunheim. He flew over the dark lands and over the lands of the humans and back to their dimension, back to Asgard. He flew back into the hall of Asgard, took off his cloak of feathers, and returned it to Freya. Your cloak, Freya. As I said, I would return it. Thank you, Loki. All of Asgard wanted to hear what Loki had found out. Speak, said Thor. What are you waiting for? Well, Loki said, I found the hammer. Where is it? Not with me, Thor. We'll have to get it back. It's with the king of the frost giants in Jotunheim. It's with Trim. This was bad news for all in Asgard, because the giants have always been the enemies of the Asgardians. They would want to make all of Asgard fall, especially now, when Thor was no longer invincible. We must get that hammer back, said Thor. Yes, and we can. If Freya marries Trim. No, said Freya. I will not marry that giant, said Freya. Well, then, we must think of something else to do. They had an idea. They decided to dress up Thor as Freya. No, 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 no! I will do no such thing! Thor was very angry. He didn't want to dress up as a bride. But Thor, said Loki, think about it. We can cover you up so they cannot see you. I will come with you. I will be your maiden. and we can go together to Jotunheim to retrieve your Miolnir. As soon as you put your hands on that Miolnir, you will be invincible again. All you need to do is disguise yourself. I will disguise myself too. You see, Loki again was using his mind over might. A little bit of trickery and mischief to get back Thor's stolen hammer. It took some convincing for Thor to dress up as a bride, but he did. All of the lovely maidens in Asgard came to help him. They covered his big, hairy arms and hands. They covered his face with a bridal veil. And he looked like he could pass off as a bride. And Loki dressed up as well, as a maiden, covered himself as well in a veil, so they couldn't really see their faces. Loki put on Freya's coat of feathers again and transformed Thor into an acorn. And together they flew to Jotunheim. When they arrived, Loki took off his coat of feathers and he transformed Thor back to himself. The giants saw the two maidens approaching. Oh, 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 let the wedding begin, let the wedding begin, let the wedding begin. And so preparations for the wedding was underway. When the banquet was ready, Loki and Thor sat at the table, and so did the giant Thrym. He was very happy to see his bride. Well, he couldn't really see his bride. He could only see that she was indeed a bride. Welcome to your wedding! Oh, I have really been waiting so long. Oh, I would like to kiss you. And as soon as he approached and tried to take off Thor's veil, he saw red flashing eyes, flashing with anger. Oh, what red flashing eyes, flashing with anger you have. No, said Loki very quickly. That's not anger. Oh, magnificent giant. You see, Freya, since she found out that she was going to be married to you, she was so anxious she couldn't sleep. That's why she has these red eyes. That made Thrym very happy. And soon the banquet was underway, and there was salmon and lots of food to eat and lots to drink. And Thor was hungry from his travels across dimensions, so he had lots to eat. He had oxen, he had salmon, he had lots and lots to drink. The giant was shocked. He had never seen a lady eat like that. So he said, "Oh, my bride, you seem very hungry. I've never really seen a lady eat that much." "Oh," said Loki again, "you see, oh, magnificent giant. As soon as Freya found out that she would be married to you, she started fasting. Oh, for me. Yes, for you. That's why she's so hungry. Oh, well, we won't wait any longer. Lovely bride of mine. He smiled with his crooked, rotten teeth. Bring out the bridal gift! And many giants pulled on ropes to get Miolnir in. Although they were giants, and Miolnir was only small compared to them. Remember, only Thor can handle it. So they needed lots of giants to pull Miolnir. And the harder they pulled, the bigger valleys it created on the ground. Finally, they got Miolnir in and presented it to the bride. Now, you remember the bride is Thor, right? As soon as Thor put his hands on the hammer, he took off his veil. He started swinging it around. And he got Trim, bam! And he got the other giants, bam, bam, bam! And he fought and fought and fought all the giants until they were free to leave Jotunheim and return to Asgard. And return to Asgard they did, along with Miolnir. Thanks to Loki, who used his mind to win over the might of the giants of Jotunheim. And Thor was once again invincible and could protect Asgard from its enemies. That was a story from Nordic mythology, Thor and his stolen hammer. Oh, I quite like that. You see, yes, Pongo, I'm a little fellow. Yes, Pongo, you are. And it's very important for me to use my mind most of the time, because many things are bigger than I am. Yes, it's a good strategy to use your mind when you can't use your might. I quite like this story. I'm glad you do. And you, friends, did you like the story of Thor and the stolen hammer? I hope you did. I quite liked Loki too. The mischievous one? Yes. Sometimes you need to be mischievous. Like in this story? Yes. Well, good Rainbow. Thank you very much. I am going to go and think of what I can do to use my mind better. Okay, you do that, Pongo. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, Pongo. If you like the story, give it a like and share it with your friends. And if you'd like to explore the story further, I have a free Storytime with Good Rainbow exploration guide with lots of activities for you to take your story experience further. The link to the exploration guide is in the description box below. If you like, you can send me a drawing. It can be a drawing of Thor or Loki as a falcon, or a Freya, or of a giant, or any of the characters, really. Send your pictures to me as a direct message on Instagram. Find me at Storytime with Good Rainbow. Every month I use your pictures and make up a surprise story. If you'd like more Storytime with Good Rainbow, Remember to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you know every time there's a new story, which is every Thursday. See you next time for more story time with Good Rainbow. Bye!